Hey guys, it's Eric here and this is my Vivo V20 unboxing and review. I have been using it for about 3 weeks now. First off, let's get through the unboxing real quick. When you open the box, you're greeted with an envelope that houses a miniature hand mirror. Kidding, the SIM ejection tool. We also get a clear TPU case. We'll fit this on later. We have the quick start guide and a warranty card. You guys already know what I'm looking for. I didn't see it on here, but it does support the infamous Glow 4G band 28. Here we have the smartphone wrapped in plastic. This is the Midnight Jazz color. It also comes in Sunset Melody and Moonlight Sonata. On the bottom compartment, we have a really hefty 33-watt fast charger brick, a USB Type-C cable, and a pair of proprietary earphones. Now let's see how well this case fits. Definitely a really tight fit, has a flap on the bottom, and of course the camera bump is protected. There's actually resivity on the front to protect your display. Took me a while to realize that there's a screen protector already applied. I'm just going to take this one off. You could use a glass one instead. On the front you have a 6.44-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with 20:9 aspect ratio. On the top it has a water drop notch that houses a 44 megapixel camera. On the back, you have a 64 megapixel triple camera setup with dual flash and some Vivo branding. On the left, you have a 3-in-1 tray that holds two 4G LTE nano SIMs and an SD card. On the right, you have your volume rocker and a textured power button. On the top, you have a microphone. On the bottom, you have a speaker, a USB Type-C port, a microphone, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The Vivo V20 has that stereotypical flagship premium design. Glass on the back and front with an aluminum frame. The camera layout has a pyramid arrangement and from afar may look like the Samsung S20 Ultra, but the camera bump here is way smaller. I can call this compact in 2020 and it feels rather light in the hand. This Midnight Jazz is a beautiful matte color and it's pretty cool for everyone who loves black or grey. You may want to use the case in the box or any clear case to show off this gradient color. On the front, you get that notch that is so 2019 and the bezels aren't the thinnest, but it is an AMOLED display, so blacks are pitch black and colors generally look very vibrant on the V20. It is also a Full HD Plus display, so YouTube videos are capped at 1080p, which is to be expected. The Vivo V20 comes with 256 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM. You get 241 gigs of available storage. We're running on Android 11 with FunTouch version 11 slapped on top of it. Now this is one OS that is almost bloatware free and of course no ads on here. It may even look like stock Android to people who aren't familiar with this OS, but it is not. The FunTouch 11 is all about customization. In the settings, you have dynamic effects, which basically changes all the animations that happen when you say unlock your phone with fingerprint or facial recognition, or when you plug your charger in or turn on your screen, or the really crazy ambient light options for notifications. This one is even cooler than your average notification LED. There's a whole lot you can do, and taking these one by one will make this video the longest one yet. If you're more of a laid-back, boring type of user, none of these apply to you anyway. You get a fully packed quick settings with screen record, smart mirroring, screencast, the whole shebang. Something I found interesting is the ability to make the screen as small as you want and place the mini screen anywhere you want. Usually there's a default small size and a handful of optional positions. However, this phone is easy to operate in one hand, so I probably will never use it. You can have multiple user profiles here, works just the same as it does on stock Android. Very seamless for people who are already used to having more than one profile. This stock Android-ish navigation button is optional. You can use swipe gestures instead, which is as good as any other. I just personally prefer the good old traditional buttons. You can see that gestures just don't sit right with me, well, unless it's an iPhone. The Vivo V20 uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G CPU clocked at 2.3 GHz. This is supposed to be a gaming chipset and in my day-to-day use it is buttery smooth as far as mid-rangers go. It runs cool all day long. Even when I downloaded and installed Fortnite, which is over 6 gigs in size, no heating whatsoever. This is not the flagship level of fast, but it is such a high-performing mid-range chipset for all intents and purposes. The fingerprint sensor is situated underneath the display. It does not support locking and unlocking in quick succession, but the fingerprint sensor is pretty accurate all the time and the speed is fast as far as under display sensors go. The face unlock is super fast and unlocks in every type of lighting, even in pitch darkness. Also unlocks with your side view, which is pretty aggressive and not the most secure method of unlocking your phone. Here's how the speaker compares side by side the Oppo A9 III's. When it comes to gaming, as usual I played PUBG on HD graphics and high frame rates, the highest PUBG setting for this phone. Yes, it is a gaming chipset, but it doesn't get up to the HDR setting. I think it ran PUBG as smooth as can be expected and I didn't notice any hiccup or lag whatsoever. The Ultra game mode is pretty cool. You can do all of this cool stuff, but you see that little icon right there? When you tap it, your game restarts. Yep, you heard right. I don't usually rant, but it's dreadful. Why is it even there? Why can't it be turned off? I don't understand who needs to restart their game with just the button. This reminds me of the auto rotate button that can't be turned off. I know some people find it useful, but it's not deserving of an always on feature. I digress, but I hope an update is pushed to turn it off. The Vivo V20 is powered by a 4000 mAh battery, which is average size for 2020. I put it through my usual battery test with 3 hours of PUBG, 4 hours on Instagram, 3 hours on Twitter, all on Wi-Fi. This gave me 12 hours of screen on time with 15% left to spare. The standby battery is excellent. This means your battery doesn't deplete so much when idle. As you can see, I almost got up to 2 full days on a single charge. It took me 30 minutes to charge to 50% and 1 hour and 8 minutes for a full charge. This is what I call super fast charging speed, and I used the charger that came in the box. The Vivo V20's camera is pretty feature rich. You get ultra wide, macro mode, night mode, slow-mo, time-lapse, pro mode, all of it. You can access the full range of your camera by hitting high resolution for that 44 megapixel front and 64 megapixel back camera. By default, it is 11 and 16 megapixel respectively. Now this isn't the retail version and some camera features are missing, but let's dive right in. The quality from the selfie camera is so crispy, very detailed, skin tone is so even, I'm not even sure it's this even in real life. The primary camera has a different color profile, but the detail in this 64 megapixel shot is incredible. Now let's introduce Gcam, not GAM, please forgive my typo. Gcam usually enhances photos, but here it looks as though Gcam is doing too damn much, especially with a human subject, but I think some may prefer the results of Gcam over the default camera in other scenarios. Anyway, I'll be leaving the link to the Gcam version I used in my pinned comment. I've been taking photos with the 64 megapixel camera, but here's just a visual difference in quality when taking shots without turning it on. The difference is clear when you crop all the way in. We get 2 times and 10 times digital zoom, nothing out of the ordinary. The macro camera does a good job with bringing close subjects in focus. Dynamic range on the Vivo V20 is excellent. I love how the ultra wide angle shot maintains the same rich contrasts. Indoors, the selfie camera is so good, but then Gcam takes it up a notch. This is why you need that Gcam, if not for anything, just for indoor selfies. The default primary camera actually looks a lot better than the Gcam shot. This is one of those rare occasions when this happens. Using portrait mode, Gcam just isn't reliable, at least this version isn't. We can however see some really good depth sensing. With night mode, I compared it with the iPhone 11 Pro and we can see a little bit of weird grey ink around where the moving Christmas lights should be, but when you crop into the tree, we actually get a brighter image on the Vivo V20 and we see way more details. That's it folks, mid-range cameras finally caught up. With night selfie mode, both taken with the screen flash, only the Vivo V20 has night mode for the front-facing camera and it does appear brighter, but the iPhone definitely looks more realistic. It records videos in 4K from the front and back cameras with an option for AIS while shooting in 1080p. this is the front-facing camera of the Vivo V20 shooting in 4K, and I'm going to switch to the 1080p. So this is the 1080p footage from the front-facing camera with EIS turned on. I'm just going to walk around for a bit to show you how good the stabilization is. Pay attention to everything that's behind me because my face may not move so much. Vivo V20 is not your average mid-range phone, but it's also not a flagship killer. It's sitting somewhere in between. The camera is most definitely the most premium feature of the Vivo V20. The last time I was this impressed with a mid-range phone camera was in my Xiaomi Mi Note 10 review, and that cost way more than the V20. Most mid-range phones sacrifice their cameras to pack on gaming CPUs and more storage space. Basically, I cannot recommend another phone for the same price with a camera that is this good. It may exist, but I haven't heard of it yet. I can go on and on, or you can check out my other videos to see what I'm talking about. Remember, indoor shots is how you tell a good camera from a great one. The Vivo V20 is priced at 159,000 Naira, which converts to $350 US. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Do subscribe for more videos like this, as it will mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.